What is up, folks? This is Wes. This is another edition of a Skin Deep podcast. We've got a unique podcast for you today. We're going to talk about apprenticeships, and I will start by saying my apprenticeship absolutely sucked. Took place back in '96. It was definitely biker oriented, and it was try to get me in the chair as quick as possible to help make the shop make money, and hence my tattoos in the very beginning sucked. And we've got Connor here, who I had the privilege of working with when he was an apprentice. And then for a few years after he started tattooing, got to see his first tattoo, share a beer with him to celebrate his first tattoo. So welcome, Connor. How you doing, brother?
I'm good, man. How's it going?
Good. So let's talk about apprentice life done the right way, because even nowadays so many people they pick up a rotary pen off the internet and they have an apprenticeship similar to mine. Joey takes
Right.
tattooing so seriously. His apprenticeships are so in depth. I think the first thing is we need to know, because he's so particular about who he takes on, how did you land the apprenticeship with Joey Knuckles?
Well, my brother moved here in about 2018 or so, and Joey liked the way my brother worked. He works at High Street Tattoo. His name's Zach, and he told him that I wanted to learn how to tattoo, and he thought, if I worked half as hard as he did, that I'd make a decent tattooer. So I ended up coming up to Ohio for Camp Anarchy one year when it was there, and well, before we went to the festival or whatever, I stopped at Sacred Hand and met Joey, and we talked for a bit. And he told me, if I really wanted to take this seriously, to keep painting and start doing stuff. I'd already brought paintings to show him by then, and
Nice.
I think some of those I sent to you
Yeah, let's pop those up
to
on the
look at
screen here.
afterwards. Yeah, this was one I did after I'd seen Joey when I left the festival and I went back
Okay.
to Florida,
And we've got
and because
another
that's in
one.
September.
Okay. And we've got another one here.
Yeah.
So is this one before?
No, I think this one was before, and the other one was one I brought up to show him. So this was the one is like the Sailor Jerry repaint. That's like uh scale for scale. Every design is there that you see on the sheet that you can see in any of the books and all that. I tried to
Nice.
just replicate it as good as I could, and obviously
Nice.
I didn't because you could see some of the colors are weird, but
Right.
I tried
Yeah. Well, I mean, dude, this is 19 and you're looking for an apprenticeship. And at this point, you don't really
yeah,
know anything. So
for
you
sure.
meet Joey and he's, saying, hey, keep painting. How does this then progress? Because you're currently in Florida at this point, correct?
Right. Yeah. So I had planned to move up to Ohio like a little further on, probably after like in 2020 or whatever. But I had hurt my hand when I was working at a car dealership. So like I had to like let it heal for a couple months or at least a few weeks at the least. So I was like, well, now's the time because I had some money saved up, and I decided just to sell, stuff I had and, commit to moving up here. And I packed everything in my Subaru Impreza, and Zach flew down, and we drove my car up, and we drove into Ohio like October 31st,
Nice.
Halloween. I've been here since October 31st, 2019.
So then when does the apprenticeship start?
Well, it probably started about my apprenticeship officially started when we came back from COVID lockdown, so like March 15th, or what would it be, May 15th,
Right.
whatever it was. And uh, before that, I was, working the front desk at Body Language Tattoo and filling in at Sacred Hand or High Street whenever I was needed. And I was continuing painting and stuff. And Joey would have me come around and do all his merch, send out the books, and that was when he got a lot of the Stony stuff. So during my apprenticeship, I got to handle a lot of the acetates and original flash, and we scanned it all, and I helped him put together the first two books that he put out.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Yeah.
And so you did most of your apprenticeship though at Sacred Hand, correct?
Yeah, I'd say like my day job, because Joey was gracious enough to provide me with a place to make money and not have to take on a job outside of tattooing. So I was just immersed in the tattoo environment during the whole time I've lived in Ohio. So like I would just work the front desk and assist him with other things, and that kind of like helped me make ends meet. And from there I didn't even have to take on other stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
that's nice that
and
you're.
eventually after that, after I proved myself, I could do the stuff he needed me to do. He's like, all right, now you can watch me tattoo. You can set up my station. Not the machines yet, but at least put down the stuff to like make
Gotcha.
it a clean environment.
Nice. Yeah. So, what was kind of that progression of painting to semi setting up the station to assembling the machines? Like, how long did that even take?
I'd say probably about like 6 months until it was like pre-work before I was officially an apprentice. Because like that it was like after we locked down, and then after that 2 months of shutdown, uh, you know, me and Joey were hanging out. He's like, all right, well tomorrow we open up, and that's the first day of your apprenticeship.
Cool.
So it's gonna get harder, but it's gonna be more gratifying because you'll be doing better stuff, but it's gonna be harder along the way, and it did
Right.
get harder.
So, how did it, what was harder?
Just Joey is a early waker, an early riser, so am I. So like he expected me to wake up, do certain things, paint and approach tattooing as a way of life, and a way to you have to respect it, and do things that promote a better tattoo and career, like painting every day, and reading books about tattoo history, and just looking at Flash, even just looking at it, and referencing stuff rather than just kind of drawing from memory.
Right. Yeah. I always thought, I mean, to this day, it still pisses me off when I meet tattooers that treat tattooing just like an ATM. Um,
Yeah.
that it's not part of their lifestyle. The respect for the past isn't there. Well, and it's because the knowledge of the past isn't there. It's dismissed, and it's a quick, easy way to make a dollar. Um, and I know Joey is the opposite of that, and that's also I realize that tattooing is your it's part of your lifestyle. The respect is huge. So
Oh yeah, for sure.
um, daily responsibilities, like, so let's say let's fast forward, you're a year into your apprenticeship. What's a daily,
Mhm.
what's a day in the life of 1 year in now, like your real deal apprentice? He might even be looking at
Well,
you
I would
going, he's gonna start tattooing on himself soon, type of thing. But what's your daily?
about that time I was probably working 6 to 7 days a week. My day off would technically be the day that I would, go do some personal assistant stuff for Joey. So, a constant work schedule that, it wasn't like I was working, you know, 18 hours a day or anything, but, you're doing something every day. I'd make sure that if any, buddy bought a shirt or book, or he sold any art, that that would get to the people that needed to get to, and could not try to take care of any other things that I would need to take care of, whether it was like making sure his yearly expenses were in order with all the supplies he bought, from the tattoo machines or prints, or just disposable supplies, to like uh, just how to conduct business with people. He'd have me listen to conversations with people that he respects. While they know I was there, he was having a conversation in front of me. But like he would have me there and kind of like just witness, like, this is how you talk to people. The amount of respect that you have to show to older tattooers, and I'm sure like you probably instilled that in them a bit too. Um, but yeah, whenever a guest artist would come in, I would help them as much as I would extend as much help that Joey expected to them as well. So he would take care of them, like Eddie Deutsch or any other tattooers that come through,
Right.
Tim
So he
Lehigh.
he kept you busy. This definitely just wasn't a watch me
Yeah,
tattoo and then eventually put a tattoo machine in your hand.
right.
How
Yeah, I mean,
long?
even when I was watching him tattoo, it's not just about just watching the tattoo. It's watching how he interacts with people and, the energy he puts out into the shop and, makes a fun environment for people to, experience. Because that's what it comes down to is, they come here for the art, but, they're not going to come back unless they like the people that are there.
Critical. And I'd say if there's any budding apprentice that's watching this video right now, bookmark what Connor just said. That's the key. There, I always used to say the tattoo quality is the icing on the cake. It's everything that happens
Yeah.
beforehand, the communication with the client
Yeah, people will look past a
prior.
lot of yeah, people look past a lot of stuff in your tattoo and if you're nice to them.
Yeah, exactly. Like the communication, quick communication, friendly. Fuck, man, we
Yeah.
tattoo for a living. Be happy at work. If there's shit going on in your life, because life is life.
Yeah, it's got
Leave
to be
that.
at the front door, or the back door, whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Like this is the time to put on a smiley face. These people want an experience, and I know. Yeah, I
Yeah.
preached that to Joey, and I know he preached that to you.
But it's also,
Um,
you also got to leave work at work too. Whenever you get home, you got to study as much as you can, but you can't take whatever happened at work home, and you can't take what's home to work. So it's like it goes both ways for sure.
100%. Yeah, you got to have balance, man. You can burn out. You can overthink shit. Um,
Yeah.
I, my early days, there were definitely nights where I brought work home and it's just this pit in my stomach and I suck. I'm gonna quit.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, taking pictures of every tattoo that I've done is it lets you reflect a lot on what where a line goes or where the shading goes. So I
Right.
probably have about 80% of the tattoos that I've ever done, like pictured or photographed.
Well, let's take one step back and let me. So we'll go back. These are the first two
Yeah.
paintings. And then now here's some
This is
current
Zach's
artwork.
one.
This is
Yep.
2023. And definitely you can see the improvement of painting every day.
Hmm. For sure.
This one I love, dude.
And yeah, that one is one I drew that one for a cover up for a lady, but she decided to go another way with it. So I have that one just hanging up for people to look at.
Yeah,
Luckily, that one actually sold me on a leg sleeve that I've been working on recently.
oh,
Um,
really?
so yeah, yeah. So painting stuff like that can sell jobs in the future. It's not just about doing it one time. It's about having it there for people to see and get inspired by.
Yep. Yeah, I love this. And I actually remember you drawing this for the lady, and then you, after you put all this work in,
Mhm.
were like, dude, she's going
Yeah,
another
yeah. Because
way.
I mean, I did that just so I knew where I was gonna do. Because like I haven't really, it was a cover up and there's a lot going on, so I wanted to show her something real nice rather than just a line drawing.
Right.
And just I respect it. She didn't want it such a big tattoo, and that's how it goes sometimes.
Here's some 2024 stuff. Again,
Yeah,
smooth.
this one, yeah, thank
Looking
you.
good,
Yeah,
brother.
yeah. I don't do too many like Japanese style paintings, but I've sent you a couple just because those are some that I've done more recently.
Right, right. So, how long does it take for him to say, now you get to do apprentice tattoos?
I'd say probably. Oh, I work pretty hard, so I was ahead of schedule than most other people as apprentice. It was just because I was just you know in there every day, and uh, it was probably about 8 months to where I tattooed myself, and then my total. So now, I did about. I probably tattooed myself about 7 or 8 times uh, between when I first started and probably a little like a year into, you know, doing walk-ins just to like try different machines or whatever that I've never used.
Nice. Let's go to some of your first tattoos.
Hmm.
So we've got.
Yeah. The blood drop is the very first tattoo I did on another person. Uh, it was pretty cool. Joey took me out to Virginia Beach for a trip and we went out to like electromagnetic. Took me to see Paul Rogers' grave, Cat Coleman's grave, and in the Airbnb, he kind of just said, "All right, here we go."
So this is
And
on Joey.
uh-huh.
No, that you had to be nervous,
Yeah, it's
dude.
the first tattoo I ever did on someone else other than myself. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I did the blood drop line in one go. I said, "Wow."
Nice. That's awesome.
He looked at me like I was crazy. He was like, "What are you doing?" But I was like, "Ah, this is what I'm doing."
Right on.
And that the spider is the very first walk-in I did at Body Language. It was a get what you get from the machine.
Nice. I remember that day, dude. I remember that day. We celebrated
Yeah.
with a Miller High Life, the
Hmm.
champagne of beers. That's what I did
Yep.
with all my apprenticeships or apprentices. We got two
Hmm.
more very first
Yep.
tattoos.
The flame one is the second tattoo I ever did on someone. That's my brother Zach. Uh, and the other one was the second walk-in of the day.
Oh,
That
cool.
one, yeah.
Yeah, very nice. And you can see, tell you what, my first four tattoos didn't look like this. And this is what happens when you get a good apprenticeship is you're doing good stuff out of the gates. So, what's the worst thing about being an apprentice? Like the thing you're glad you don't have to do anymore now that you're a full time tattooer,
Um,
if anything.
I mean, it's hard to say because there's a lesson with all of it, but I mean, really just I have more time to myself now. There's a level of accessibility that Joey expects, and comparing it to what like Japanese apprentices go through, it's nothing. So, I'd say just having some more time to myself and having free time is nice, but I learned a lot spending time with Joey, and I do miss spending more time with Joey because he's an awesome dude, and spending time with him, I get to learn more. I haven't learned everything from him yet, so
Right. What was the best thing about the apprenticeship or anything you miss?
um, just the access to the people that Joey's friends with, really. He's a friends with a lot of great people, not even just the legendary tattooers that he's brought through Sacred Hand. Um, he has a lot of interesting friends that are cool dudes, and it's nice to be able to get a like a different view of the world than I experienced than Florida. And yeah, he's took me on a bunch of trips. We've gone to, like I said, to Virginia Beach when I was an apprentice. I went out to Las Vegas with him for a convention, and recently we just went out to Stoney's grave together to check it out. And that was the first time I got to do that. So I value spending time with him and stuff like that.
That's
And
awesome, man.
that's everything that he still continues to provide me with things that I value.
So we'll kind of end it with this. Now that you've come full circle, you went through a true blue apprenticeship,
Mhm.
established a great bond, obviously, with your mentor. You're a really good tattooer now, have been doing it a while. If you were not saying you're taking one, but hypothetically, you own a shop, you're going to take on an apprentice. What's like the number one thing you would look for in this person to consider them apprentice worthy?
Uh, Probably a reflection of myself, like dedication to the level that I do. I don't like, people who are going to be lazy about stuff or, um, not to say that I'm like, I don't procrastinate or anything, but there has to be a level of dedication, attention to detail that has to kind of, you can't really learn it. You kind of have to just expect it in all aspects of life.
Right.
And, sometimes it's, not the best thing to expect from yourself, but to, hope that everything you do is as best as you can do it, you know, it's kind of what you got to look for and hope for.
Yeah, no, those are good words. Definitely good words. Well, dude, I appreciate you giving us a little insight into what a real apprenticeship looks like. Any aspiring
For sure. Yeah,
tattooers?
sorry I was a little mouthy. I kind of talked a little bit much, I'm sure.
No, dude, this was good. This was good. I was just going to say, if there's any aspiring apprentices watching this, I hope you listen, because Connor dropped some good stuff out there for you guys. And, you know, these might be even questions to ask your potential mentor. So you can, you saw his first 4
Yeah,
tattoos.
also, if you want, don't ask someone to to teach you a tattoo unless they tattooed you, because that's kind of weird.
Yes, 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 yes. Yeah. Just don't go banging on
Yeah,
doors. All righty, brother. We'll
yeah.
have a great rest of
I
your
will say
board.
it took me a second to get tattooed by Joey, but
Oh,
sorry.
did that's what. Have a
Yeah,
great,
yeah, it took me a couple months to get tattooed by Joey, but he was like, all right, you got to get tattooed by me now.
yeah, right. You had the in though with Zach, so it kind of was a little bit
Yeah,
different.
yeah,
All right, man. Thanks
for
for
sure.
your time and insight. Have a great
Thank you.
morning,
Appreciate
sir.
it. You too.
Absolutely. If anybody wants to get tattooed by you, how can they get hold of you?
Instagram at Connor McKinney Tattoo. My email is cmtattooer@gmail.com. Either's fine, but stopping by Body Language Tattoo at 1101 South Hamilton Road is always your best bet. I'm there Tuesday, Wednesday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 12 to 8 p.m. I always take walk-ins unless I'm absolutely booked, which isn't usually the case. And feel free to message me with any ideas, or if you want me to just put something on my book, I can do that for you as well.
There you go, guys. All right, brother. Cheers.
Thank you.